Have you ever been so busy you forgot to live? One encounter with a mysterious mendicant will turn a woman's life inside out. A story for those who feel the quiet call beneath the noise. The Night Bloom. She was speeding through the city, her hands gripping the wheel, her mind racing faster than her car. Every second was the deadline, a demand, an expectation she had to meet. The noise of the world pressed in, honking horns, distant sirens, her own heart beat loud and restless in her chest. There was a tightness there, a quiet ache she had learned to ignore, a whisper that said she was losing herself, but she pushed it aside. She had somewhere to be, a meeting she had forced because there was no time to lose to go where she wanted to go. She needed to get there soon. As the car sped down the street, something at the edge of the road caught her eye. A man, a mendicant? It looked like, but he was standing completely still. Not leaning, not moving. It was as if time itself had slowed down around him, as if the noise of the city refused to touch him. People rushed past, cars blurred by, but around him there was silence, and somehow she couldn't stop looking at him. And then the city dissolved into a swirl of color. The sound vanished. The warmth of the car disappeared. Cold hair rushed against her skin. She was no longer driving. She was sitting atop a horse. The horse had no rush. It trotted gently, with slow but powerful breathing. Around her, nothing. No buildings, no roads, no voices, only vastness. An endless open land stretching in every direction, a wild plain untouched by human hands. In the distance, dark shapes of ancient trees stood scattered, like witnesses of another time. Above her, a sky she had never seen before, filled with stars so clear, so alive, it felt as though the universe had come closer. The wind moved freely across the land, cold and untamed, brushing against her face. There was no trace of the world she knew, no one. For the first time in her life, there was no humans around, only the raw presence of something older, something that did not need her. Her heart pounded, not from movement, but from dislocation. I need to go back, she thought. My meeting. And yet, as the wind touched her face, a strange thought passed through her mind. I always wanted to ride a horse, a quiet, forgotten dream, one she had never had time for. She held the reins, her breathing slowed. For a brief moment, she almost forgot where she was supposed to be. But then panic returned, stronger. She looked around wildly. I need to get out of this, she said. This isn't real. I have things to do. I have to go back. Then, under a solitary tree, only illuminated by the moonlight, she saw the mendicant again. He was lying on the ground. Could he be asleep there? She asked herself. She hurried toward him. Relief and confusion collided within her. Almost desperate now, she slid off the horse, her legs unsteady against the silent herd. Hey, she said. You need to help me. This, whatever this is, I need to leave. I have somewhere to be. He did not move. The wind passed softly through the tree above him. The leaves whispered, but he remained still. She stepped closer. Is he alive? He is not moving at all. Please, she said. I don't have time for this. And slowly he opened his eyes. He looked at her and started laughing so intensely that she couldn't understand why what she said was so funny. You have no time," he said, still laughing. Then he turned to the other side and continued to sleep. Her legs were tired. She sat down and let her body fall back. She had never slept outdoors. She had always wanted to camp, but she hadn't had time. The stars were mesmerizing, and she fell asleep. When she opened her eyes again, the stars were fading into a pale, quiet light. For a moment, she didn't remember where she was. Then the emptiness returned, the vast land, the silence. She turned quickly. The mendicant was already walking away. "Wait!" she called. He did not turn. He walked with the same calm certainty, as if the world itself was moving around him. She stood up and followed him. He led her toward a rocky formation rising from the earth, a dark opening carved into stone, a cave. She stopped at the entrance. The darkness inside felt deep. But behind her, there was nothing. No road, no direction, no way to return. She exhaled slowly and stepped inside. At first, only shadow. The sound of her own footsteps. Then, light. The cave opened, and what she saw made her forget everything she was about to say. It was not a cave. It was a hidden world, a vast inner garden held within stone. Soft light filtered from above, as if the sky had found a way in. Water moved gently through narrow streams. The air was warm and alive. Flowers bloomed everywhere, not just blooming, thriving, in colors she had never seen, in forms she could not name. She stood there in silence. Her urgency paused. "I've never seen anything like this," she whispered. The mendicant walked through the garden as if it were ordinary. He stopped beside a small patch of lavender. Kneeling, he touched it gently, as if greeting an old friend. He plucked a few stems, no more than needed. Nearby, a small fire rested between stones. He placed a pot above it, poured water, and dropped the lavender inside. The fragrance rose softly. She watched him, confused. "You're making tea?" she said. "I told you, I need to go back." He did not respond. He poured the tea into a small cup and held it out to her. She hesitated, then took it. The warmth touched her hands, the scent reached her breath. And without realizing, she drank. Something in her softened, just slightly. As she held the cup, her eyes wandered through the garden. Everywhere, flowers in full bloom. Except one. At the edge of the garden, a single plant closed still. She stood slowly, drawn to it. "Why is that one not blooming?" she asked. The mendicant followed her gaze. "The queen of the night," he said. "It blooms only once." Something in her paused when she heard that name. She set the cup down and walked toward it. A memory surfaced. Her grandfather had one. He invited her to watch it bloom once, but she didn't get there in time. It was just before he passed away. She looked closer. Its petals were tightly held, as if protecting something. "When will it bloom?" she asked. He stepped beside her and took something in his hands. Seeds. He turned to her and placed them in her palm. "You tell me," he said. She looked down at the seeds resting in her palm. Then the garden grew quiet. The sound of water softened. Even the air seemed to wait. Her fingers slowly closed around them, and then everything dissolved. She could no longer feel her body. The soil held her, and she lived the whole lifetime of those seeds in only a few seconds. When she came back from her illusion, tears were flowing from her eyes. She looked at the mendicant. Her voice trembled as she spoke. I felt the airy soil around, and it gifted me with strength to reach beyond what I thought I was. I took the lift of a tree. She was kind, so kind. She looked at him, tears running freely, and then I felt the light luminous that the sun borrowed me. Her voice cracked. I didn't ask much of the rain. I already felt the guilt to be such a spoiled and deliver nothing in return. Her voice trembled, so during one night, my gratitude was so immense, I delivered all my fragrance and bloomed into white. A tear fell. The mendicant listened silently, as if nothing she said surprised him. Then he looked toward the closed flower. If you wish, I can make you come back now. You can still attend your meeting, he said softly. She followed his gaze. The queen of the night, still closed, still waiting. No, she said, it is blooming tonight. I can go tomorrow. He smiled. Night settled gently over the garden. Not suddenly, but like a soft breath exhaled by the earth. The woman stood beside the mendicant. Neither of them spoke. Petal by petal, it unfolded. The white began to reveal itself, a soft, luminous glow, like moonlight made into form. Each petal curved outward with quiet elegance, thin and delicate at the edges, thicker toward the heart, as if shaped by patience itself. Then the fragrance, a rich, gentle sweetness, not overpowering, but enveloping. It carried something familiar, yet impossible to name, the scent of night hair after rain, of something pure and untouched. It was fully open now, radiant. The woman felt tears gathering in her eyes, but she did not move, did not wipe them. She was afraid of missing even a single breath of it. And in that fragile perfection, she understood. She had not been running out of time all her life. She had only been following the wrong rhythm, measuring herself against the ticking clock, instead of listening to the quiet cadence within her. This fragile flower, blooming for one single night, held a moment worth an entire lifetime, and she had been rushing past her own life, chasing results that dissolved as soon as they were reached, instead of giving herself fully, like a seed that blooms when it is ready. Rushing to arrive somewhere, she had missed the only place that ever existed, this moment. For the first time she was here, watching something that would never happen again, exactly as it was. She turned slowly. The mendicant stood beside her, smiling. And then everything blurred. The garden dissolved, the light faded, her fingers tightened slightly, as if holding on to something precious. A white ceiling, a soft, distant sound, voices. She's waking up. Her eyes opened. A hospital room. Her mother beside her, eyes filled with relief. Confusion passed through her like a wave. What happened? She whispered. A doctor stepped forward, still surprised. I can't believe it, she said. You woke up. They told her. An accident.
"You survived because a man administered first aid to you perfectly," the doctor said. "A man?" Her breath caught. "He looked like a mendicant, actually," he added. She looked at him. "Where is he now?" The doctor hesitated. "He left. We wanted to support him, see if we could assist him, but he just left." She lowered her gaze. Her hand was still gently closed. Slowly she opened it. The seeds were there. How could it be? She smiled to herself and kept them as a reminder not to rush through life ever again.